Hi guys and girls on YouTube, and welcome to my channel. We've got a quick little video here. Now this is something I've not done before on YouTube, but you know, there's a first time for everything. I've got this TV in for repair. It's a Reddifusion MK1 Valve hybrid, and I need some help with the repair. So I'll just run you through what I've already done to it, and I'll run you through what was wrong with it. And then I'm going to put a request in at the end of this video to see if anybody wants to help me out. So let's just pick up the camera and take a quick look. So that there is the TV in question. It's still got some cling film on. This isn't my TV. This is one that somebody has sent in for repair. And it's quite an unusual TV, this. I'll show you for why in a minute, but it's a colour TV, 22 inch I believe. Let's just turn it round. I'll take the back off, I'll show you inside, I'll show it running, I'll show you what I've done to it. Right, so that is a quick view, back view of the telly. So first thing we need to do is undo the back. Now for this you need a 4BA nut runner. I've had this for at least 40 years. I used to use this all the time at one time because these were very popular in GECs, Thorn tellies. Doesn't get a lot of use now though. So let's just get the back off and have a look inside. Right, so that is the back off the TV. So if we look over here, you've got your PL509 line output valve, you've got your PY500A efficiency diode. Under there is the line output transformer, or flyback transformer as some people like to call it, a triple down there. What will that be down there? Frame output stage, a couple of transformers, or they might be chokes actually, I can't remember without just looking at the diagram. You've got an electronic trip button there, video output stage there, that's transistorized, decoder. That's all transistorized. You've got another board around this corner here, but what you'll notice is there is no aerial socket. You've just got this 8-pin plug on the back. Now of course this is a cable TV. I've never done anything with cable because we are not a cable area around here. We never ever have been. So this is the first one of these TVs with this socket on that I've actually seen. Convergence panel up there, delta gun, CRT. It's not in too bad condition inside. There is some blackening of the boards in certain places. Now this telly actually came in, the customer said it switched on but it had no picture. So what I did is I powered it up and I could see both valves were lit here with generating EHT. The tube was lit up, but there was no illumination on the screen. Now at first I did think, I wonder if it's a frame fault, because in some TVs, I don't know if they did it in these early ones, I can't remember, but certainly in some TVs if you had a frame fault, what they do is they blank the picture out electronically so you wouldn't get a line burnt into the picture, into the CRT faceplate, burn the phosphorus. So the easiest way to check if you've got that fault is to clip a crocodile on earth and then just tap really quickly one of the collectors of the red-green output stage just to ground, and that will turn the tube hard on and it'll light up the picture. So I tried that test and it wasn't frame collapse, it actually illuminated. So the next thing you look for that could be blanking out the picture is the beam current limiting circuit. Excess beam current will also turn the picture off. So I've just drawn up this quick diagram to show how it operates. So that's your line output valve. The cathode is actually bypassed to ground. by an electrolytic capacitor, you've only got 2.7 volt on the positive plate of that capacitor. Now you've got a resistor here that goes to the beam current limiting circuit, and then normally you'd return this to chassis through a resistor, but in this set the cathode goes through a resistor and then it goes through that electronic trip we've seen on the back wheels, which will be a bit it's something like this. When it warms up, it flicks that button out. I think these were used on Thorn 3500s or Thorn 8000s, I can't remember. But anyway, so in the event of excess beam current, it would flip the trip out and that would switch the valve off, and that would protect your picture tube. So your obvious suspect here is this capacitor is going to be dried up. Now I actually took that out and it was indeed dried up, the cathode bypass. So what I did to try and make it look original, I fitted one which I bought when I was only a kid, probably in 1978, 79, and I've still got them all here. And I think I used something like this. These came from Buy Pre-Pack. They were part of a big box of electronic components, assorted, well, I suppose you call it assorted junk, but I mean quite a few I've used over the years. They've been alright, but anyway, I wanted something in keeping with the one I took out, and it looks just like that, a Philips one. So that is the one I've taken out. It's 150 microfarad at 16 volt. You can see that it's all bulging out. That's completely open circuit, dried up, and I thought for good measure I'll just change that 10 ohm carbon resistor as well. So them are the two parts I put in to actually get the set on. So I changed these two parts, I switch on. You've got to wait for the valves to warm up. These big efficiency diodes, very, very slow warm up time. You're looking at about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. And lo and behold, the screen started to light up. So I'm just having a look around the set while it's on, just checking everything, and I thought I could smell something getting hot. Well, you'll never believe what happened next. The new cap I put in exploded, and that is all that's left of it. It completely exploded right out the end of the can. Now I know what you're thinking, I should have reformed this before I plugged it in, but don't forget this has only got 2.7 volt actually on the positive plate, so you wouldn't really have expected an explosion that size, but I'm guessing because the capacitor's so old, it just started heating up inside until it couldn't take any more. So anyway, I've had to put another one in, which is like a Japanesey type. You can just see it there, and that's the new resistor. I put a metal film instead of a carbon, and I'll show you the result we've got now. Right, so the set's plugged in. I've just turned it on. I've just switched off the overhead workshop light, so we'll actually see this coming on now. We might just have to wait a little bit longer, just stare at the screen for a bit while the valves are warming up, because it's nice to see a valve TV coming on. Well, I think it is anyway. There we go, look, it's filling out. Now you can see we've got lots more issues with this TV. We've got it stretched at the top and compressed at the bottom. We've got a frame linearity fault. No doubt it'll want more capacitors changing in the frame. If you look at the bottom, we've got convergence errors, and we've only got two colours, red and blue. We've got the green missing, so there is still a lot wrong with this TV. But what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to turn around and show you the back view of the valves running. But you can see it's on now. The pictures, the screen's illuminated. Right, so there we go. You can see that's the valves. These are working very hard. These get extremely hot, and that's why they're in the top, so you can vent out the heat. That's the tube lit up there. Let's get a closer look there. There's your line output valve, PL509, and the efficiency diode next to it. Let's just turn on the workshop light. That's, you can't see them lit up, that's killed it there. So there we go. That is the set. Up and running and producing. That's the capacitor I put in there, the black one, producing a blank raster. Now it is of course producing a blank raster because we don't have the cable box connected to it. So let's just turn this off. There we go, that's off. So that is the Reddifusion converter box that goes with it. You can select on here between cable or a terrestrial input from an aerial. Now this is an 8-pin plug on the back. The custom does not have the 8-pin plug, but I figured that you could use a valve base, not that one, this one, because it's got the same pin out configuration. So it is actually possible to make up a lead. Let's just see that fitting into there. Yeah, that's a perfect fit. So two of them we could actually make the connecting lead. So this is what I need help with. If you look on the back, somebody here has fitted a phono socket. That should not be there. There should be just a hole. Let's take the lid off the box and have a look inside. Right, so that is the inside of the box itself. That's the phono socket that's been added, and this is where I'm coming to now. This box does not work because somebody has already modified this to do a different job. Now if we look here, the high frequency video modulator is missing, and also the sound transformer is missing. Now I've searched high and low for these parts. I cannot find them anywhere. So what I'm coming to here is, would any viewer either have a complete box like this I could buy, or even this power supply board with the missing bits on, or does anybody have a transformer and a high frequency modulator? Ideally a whole box or another board, because I don't actually know if there's anything else missing off this, or if anything else has been modified. But you can see where that wire's been added on there to that phono socket. Just have a quick look at the back of the telly. It's a Reddifusion Mark 1, and the model number of the TV is CH2210. So if anybody has got one of these Reddifusion cable converter boxes, or some spare boards, even if they don't work, that I could use to repair this one, if you would like to make a comment on the video, I'd be very interested in buying them, because I've actually had this set for months now. It doesn't belong to me, it belongs to a customer. I've had it for months and months, and it'd be nice to finish it off and get it out of the way. Alright guys and girls on YouTube, many thanks for watching my video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Hopefully somebody will be able to help me out. Alright then, catch you again. Goodbye.